Hey guys, welcome back. So this video, I want to talk about Hydra again, alright? I know it's been a very long time since Hydra came out, probably more than 2 months, right? And I do believe in this point, the majority of players, if you do Hydra, you should have a decent understanding of how this new clan boss works, alright? In this video, I want to talk about the real issue with this new clan boss, alright? Alright, this is the third rotation we got so far, and I still believe this is the easier rotation we got so far because this is the first rotation that I'm able to one key the Nightmare clan boss. But I didn't actually, I didn't one key it this week. I spent 2 keys on Nightmare clan boss this week because I spent around 1 hour doing this, and the last key I got was like 35 million, and the top chest requires 36.6, and I was just like, screw it, I'm not gonna waste another 20 minutes of my life doing it. I just spent another key. I honestly don't care, since I already got Mithrala. Like, if I will have to 3 key it, I wouldn't mind, alright? And then it's obviously, for me, it's an easy 1 key Brutal. So, I think, at least from my past Hydra video, majority of my viewers, they also hate Hydra. Alright, I hate Hydra, alright? I do it because I have to do it. If they don't reward this type of gear set, I'm not gonna do it at all. It's just overall an unenjoyable experience, and I think you guys probably agree, right? I still recommend you guys to go for any level of chest you can get, because you will eventually get Mithrala, which is an amazing Void Legendary champion. Alright, so for my over 2 months experience of doing Hydra, now I see like the real issue with Hydra is a mechanic called devour. I'm not sure if you guys agree, but overall, I think the one thing that makes me really mad on this game mode is devour. I think everything else, I can bear with it, alright? Even though they have some disgusting mechanics, I can deal with it. I can bear it, alright? But the only thing I cannot stand is the stupid devour. Alright? I'm not sure if you guys feel the same way. I think devour is just makes Hydra's difficulty to another level because you're uncertain which champion is gonna get devoured. And if they got devoured, if there are some type of overlapping mechanics, it's a wipe. You have to start everything over again. And usually Hydra is a very long fight. If I have to one key it, if I have to one key Nightmare, it usually took me around 25 minutes. If I got some really bad overlapping mechanic at like 20 minutes mark, I have to start everything over again. This is just a complete waste of my time. So, and I think one big reason that is happening is devour. And I actually see someone commenting in one of my previous Hydra video. The guy was saying something like, just simply remove devour from Hydra, then Hydra is doable. I completely agree with this, but let's be realistic here. Plarium is not going to remove devour. So here, I want to give some genuine opinion that I think it's possible for Plarium to make this change. It has to be realistic. Alright, so I think devour should be like more than 16 turns cooldown. Like 16 turns cooldown is not enough. I think they should make devour 25 turns cooldown at least, and then make devour to be like a Fire Knight shield. Instead of you have to deal certain amount of damage to get the champion out, I would rather prefer them to design devour as like a Fire Knight shield. You have to get certain amount of hits on that stuff, and then it disappears. Let's just make it like a 10 hits, right? Something like that. So you don't have to bring a enemy max HP champion, because I feel like when your champion is devoured, it's extremely difficult to get that champion out if you don't use any max HP champion. I'm not sure if this is the same case on lower difficulty, but on Nightmare or Brutal, it's really difficult if you don't have, if you only use one enemy max HP champion and that champion got devoured, it's kind of hard to get that champion out. Alright, so, but that's not the only problem of Hydra right now. But I do think this is the biggest problem right now. It's the devour mechanic. So let me just write it down. Alright, I'm gonna send text file to player room after I make this video. Alright, devour need to go to 25 turns cooldown. Alright, that's the first thing. The second thing is devour need to be like a Fire Knight shield instead of a certain amount of damage. Alright. Then let's talk about Hydra's kit. The issue with Hydra's kit. Alright. Of course they're overpowered, but at least with my level of gear or champion pool, I can deal with it. But I think it causes a lot of issue with the majority of player base. So let me pull up the Hydra skill kit, and I want to share with you guys some of my thoughts, some realistic change I want to see player making. Alright, it has to be realistic. Remove certain ability from the game, it's not gonna happen, alright? It has to be realistic. So for the head of torment, right? I think the mechanic is actually fine because I try not to bring any like perfect veil or cleanser. I purely just took my 50-50 chance and it's actually okay. That's what I did in brutal difficulty. I just took my 50-50% chance and it's actually okay. Just take your chances. It's annoying, I know, but the only improvement I want to see them making is head of torment, right? I want to change that true fear to fear. So if you take your 50-50% chance, even if you're bad luck, at least don't put your skill to cooldown, alright? Because true fear, if you fail, it's gonna put your skill to cooldown. I think if they just change the mechanic to fear, it's gonna be doable. Alright, so I'm not gonna worry about that. So head of decay. I think this is the head that 99% of people hate the most, including me. I think this head is completely retarded, alright? Why can't they just remove all buffs from all heads? That's like mega broken, alright? So what I think is, for head of decay, I think what they should do is, like I said, it's unrealistic for player to just completely remove the skill. So for this speed of decay ability, I think they should increase this ability's cooldown. Because I think 4 turns cooldown, it's too short. Alright? So 4 turns cooldown, I want to see player make it 6 turns cooldown. And I think it's doable. And everything else, I know like the huge shield thing is annoying, but if they make some change to devour, I think the shield thing is okay. There won't be any overlapping mechanics if they just change devour mechanic to be like a Fire Knight shield. Alright, so and the other things, I think it's okay for head of decay. For the head of blight, like the only problem with head of blight is when the head of blight is not on the first 4 heads you're dealing with. So if you're not dealing with head of blight on the first 4 heads, you are not going to bring a block debuff, sorry, block buff champion, right? That's just something you cannot predict. And if the head of blight just spawns after you decapitate 1 head, you are just unprepared. That's gonna cause a huge issue. That's why I'm saying, like, for this rotation, the head of blight is on the first 4 heads, so we are prepared to counter it. But what if it's not? It just randomly spawns, right? So that's the only problem. That's probably another issue, right? I think what they should do is, we have 4 heads in the current rotation, right? If we decapitate them, I want the same head to spawn. Alright, no RNG, not any of this RNG bullshit, alright? I think this is agreed by most of the players. Same head spawn, no RNG. At least we know what's coming, right? Then head of suffering, attack all enemy, place weaken. I think it's okay. Like, the problem of this head is just extremely tanky. This head has extremely high defense and HP, and I genuinely think it's okay, alright? It takes you a little bit time to kill it, but I don't think this head of suffering, I don't think this head is overpowered. Alright, then talking about head of mischief. I also think this is crazy annoying, this head. probably it doesn't have to do with this head mechanic, but it has to do with this game's coding, which is 3%, alright? 3% basically means if you have 800 accuracy and the enemy has 100 resistance, you still have 3% chance to fail to place a debuff. I think 3% chance is too high. It should be like 1% or 0.5%. 3% is just way too high. Like, imagine if you bring a increased resistance champion into your team, you just want to resist Head of Mischief's A1, and 3% happened, and he stole your increased resistance and spread it to every head. That's a huge disaster, alright? So the problem of this head really is the game coding, but we're just gonna live with it, right? So I think this head should just be like, it should not steal anything like a block damage or unkillable. Alright, I'm okay with it stealing increased attack, increased defense, something like that. But if it steals continuous heal, ally protection, block damage, I think it's too much. So what I think I would do is for the head of mischief, I want it to be like A1 only steals increased attack, alright, or defense. Don't steal anything else, alright, because it's way too difficult. 3% chance is too high. And buff spread, if they just nerf the A1 a little bit, I think buff spread is okay, alright. And the hex stuff, I know it's annoying, you cannot target this, but like, if you have AoE champion, it can still be dealt with if you use a Royal Guard, right? Something like that. So it's annoying, but again, if they just fix devour mechanic, I think this passive won't be an issue. Alright, then Head of Wrath. I think this is probably people's favorite head, because if you have a what's his name? If you have a geomancer, right, this is probably gonna be your favorite head, because the more damage Head of Wrath deals to you, the more damage geomancer is gonna do, alright? Because geomancer has a passive, which if he takes more damage, he's gonna reflect the damage back to the attacker or the target with the HP burn, right? Geomancer is an amazing champion. So if we have Head of Wrath in the current rotation, you absolutely gonna bring a geomancer in your team. Like, don't feel bad if you have to fully book and gear your 2 geomancers. This champion is worth your resources. This is an amazing champion with a crazy passive that can make Head of Wrath your favorite head. Alright, so yeah, I think that's about it. I think these changes are realistic. Alright, the most important change I want to see them make is the first 2. Like, this is the real problem of Hydra. It's the devour mechanic. It's unpredictable which champion is gonna be devoured, and if it overlaps with some unpredicted mechanics. For example, a new head of blight come up, putting up poison cloud, it's over, right? Or like a head of decay put a shield, right? So if they change it like a change the devour mechanic to be like a fire knight shield, I think it's much more doable. Right, the Hydra is gonna be much more enjoyable. And yeah, anyways, what you guys think, let me know. I promise you guys, this is gonna be the last Hydra suggestion video I'm gonna make. I just hate this game mode. What can I say, right? I only do it because it drops the gear set I need. I highly recommend you guys, if they do not change the reward, once you got Mithrala, you're done, you're graduated, alright? So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna send this TXT file to the playroom. I'll see you guys next time. Alright, bye.